Okay, let's be real. Walking down the sunscreen aisle feels like a chemistry test you didn't study for, right? It's completely overwhelming. But what if I told you that in the next few minutes, you could walk down that same aisle, pick up any bottle, and know in like 5 seconds if it's the one for you? That's not a superpower. It's just knowing the code. And today, I'm gonna give you that code. Let's dive in.
So let's just get straight to the point with a pretty shocking fact. Think about all the money we spend on fancy anti-aging creams and serums. Billions, right? Well, get this. Up to 80% of what we call aging, the wrinkles, the dark spots, that loss of bounce in your skin, it's not actually from getting older. It's sun damage, plain and simple. That means the single most powerful anti-aging tool you have is probably already in your cabinet.
And if you're thinking 80%, really? Well, you need to see this. This is a tale of two sisters, literally, twin sisters. The only major difference in their lives, the sun. The sister on the left loved the sun, lived in a sunny place, didn't really bother with sunscreen. The one on the right, way more careful. And the difference? I mean, it's just undeniable. Look at the deep wrinkles, the spots, versus the smoother skin. This isn't just about avoiding a sunburn, you guys. It's about protecting the actual foundation of your skin. Okay, and if that wasn't enough to convince you, this photo right here is maybe one of the most powerful examples I've ever seen. This woman was so good about putting sunscreen on her face every single day for decades, and her face looks amazing for 92, but she forgot her neck. You can literally draw a line where the protection stopped and the sun damage began. It's like a real-life science experiment on one person. That is the power of sunscreen, right there.
All right, so we've seen the after. We know what the damage looks like. But what are we actually up against? What's causing this? Well, it all comes down to two types of invisible rays from the sun. And believe me, they are not created equal.
Okay, let's get into it. First up, we have UVB rays. The easiest way to remember these, B is for burning. These are the culprits behind that painful red sunburn. They're strongest in the summer, and yeah, regular glass windows will block them. But then you've got the UV rays. And I want you to think A for aging. These are the sneaky ones. They go way deeper into your skin, right down to where your collagen and elastin live, and they destroy it. And the crazy part? They are just as strong on a cloudy day in December as they are on a sunny day in July. And they come right through your car window. So that whole "I don't need sunscreen today" thing? Not so much. So I know that can sound a little intimidating, but I promise you it's not. We're gonna cut through all that confusion right now. I've broken it down into a super simple 3-step code. Once you know this, you'll be a total pro. Here's our game plan. It's 3 simple steps. First, we're gonna decode the protection level, what SPF and those PA plus signs really mean. Second, we'll figure out the filter type. We're talking physical shields versus chemical sponges. And finally, we'll look for the power players, those little bonus ingredients that make a good sunscreen great. You ready? Let's do this. All right, step 1. Let's talk about the big letters on the bottle. Everyone knows SPF, but here's the single most important thing I'm going to tell you today. SPF only tells you about protection from UVB, the burning rays. That's it. It says nothing about the aging UVA rays. For that, you need to look for one of 2 things. The words broad spectrum, that's a non-negotiable, or a PA rating. You'll see this a lot on Korean or Japanese sunscreens. It'll say PA followed by a bunch of plus signs. The more pluses, the better the UVA protection. Bottom line, if your sunscreen doesn't have one of those 2 things, you're literally only doing half the job. Okay, on to step 2. So how does this stuff actually stop those rays? Well, there are 2 main ways, 2 different families of sunscreen ingredients, or filters, and they work in totally different ways. I want you to think about it like this. You have shields and you have sponges. Physical filters are your shields. The only 2 ingredients you need to know are zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. They sit right on top of your skin and act like a mirror, literally bouncing the UV rays away. They're awesome for sensitive skin and they work instantly. Now, chemical filters are your sponges. They actually absorb into your skin, and when UV light hits them, they soak it up and convert it into a tiny, harmless amount of heat. They're amazing because they're totally invisible and feel like nothing on your skin. But, and this is a big but, not all chemical filters are created equal. And this is where you become a real label detective. There's an old school generation of chemical filters that you don't need in your life anymore. When you're looking at the ingredients list, if you see names like oxybenzone, octocrylene, or homosalate, those are red flags. They can be irritating for some people, they can break down in the sun, and honestly, the technology is just ancient. We can do so much better. If you see them, just put the bottle back on the shelf. Now this is what you want to see on the label. These are the new generation filters, the A-Team. I'm talking about names like Tinosorb, Juvenil, and Mexoral. These guys are rock stars. They're super stable. They give you amazing, long-lasting protection from both types of UV rays, and they are the reason sunscreens don't feel like a thick, greasy mess anymore. They feel incredible. Seriously, this is the gold standard.
Okay, you've basically cracked the hardest parts of the code. You know what protection you need and you know what filters to look for. So for step 3, let's get personal and find the absolute perfect sunscreen for your skin type.
So if your skin is oily or combination, I know the struggle. The last thing you want is something thick and greasy, right? It's a total nightmare. Your mission is to find something that feels like absolutely nothing. You're looking for lightweight gels or lotions. Keep an eye out for words like AirFit or Control on the bottle. Some amazing ones are the Skin 1004 Tone Brightening Sunscreen or the Dr. Circle 5 Alpha Control Lotion. They're both just feather light and dry down to a beautiful matte finish.
Now, for my dry and dehydrated friends, this is where you get to have some fun. Think of your sunscreen as another chance to hydrate. You can totally embrace those richer, creamier formulas. You want to look for amazing hydrating ingredients like hyaluronic acid. Some beautiful options are Dr. Circle's Hyaluroth Sunscreen or the super popular Beauty of Joseon Sunscreen. They honestly feel more like a high-end moisturizer, and they'll leave you with this gorgeous, dewy glow.
And for anyone with sensitive skin that gets red or irritated easily, your new best friends are the physical shields we talked about. Go for a mineral sunscreen. Zinc oxide, in particular, is super calming for the skin. Your strategy is to look for simple formulas with not a ton of ingredients and maybe some bonus calming stuff like Centella asiatica. The Benton AirFit is a great example, or really anything with that high Centella content. It's all about gentle, effective protection.
Okay, just one more quick thing to look for on the label. Remember I mentioned power players? This is what I'm talking about. The very best sunscreens don't just protect you, they also have antioxidants. Think of ingredients like niacinamide or vitamin E. They act like a backup team. No sunscreen can block 100% of UV rays, so the antioxidants come in and clean up any free radical damage that might slip through. They're the perfect sidekicks to your main sunscreen filters.
All right, you're an expert now. You can go out and choose the absolute perfect, most advanced sunscreen on the planet, and it could be almost useless. Why? Because of the single biggest mistake that pretty much everyone makes with sunscreen.
50%. Just look at that number. What do you think that means? Well, that's how much of the advertised protection you're actually getting from your sunscreen. Yeah, half. Here's the deal. When companies test for that SPF number on the bottle, they use a lot of product, like way more than most people use in real life. Most of us are only applying about a quarter to a half of the amount needed, and that means your SPF 50, it's really only working like an SPF 25, maybe even less. You're basically paying for protection that you're not actually getting.
But don't worry, there is a super simple way to fix this forever. You'll never have to guess again. It's called the two-finger rule. It's easy. Just take your sunscreen and squeeze out 2 full lines, one on your index finger and one on your middle finger, from the bottom all the way to the tip. That's it. That is the right amount for your face and your neck. Do this every single morning and you'll finally be getting the protection you paid for. It's a total game changer. So my question for you is this. Now that you've officially cracked the sunscreen code, what are you going to do with this power tomorrow morning? The choice is yours. The health and beauty of your future skin is literally in your hands. Thanks so much for hanging out with me.